Happy Wednesday. We've got a 14 game slate ahead of us today. It is going to be an interesting day, but I like the slate in certain areas. A lot of games I don't like, but very, very many I do like. So let's get into the recap from yesterday. Winning day up 1.68 units. Baltimore first five cash with ease. New York team total. Dude, this Chisholm guy, holy shit. 4 home runs in 2 games. Hit a big 3-run homer last night to put the Yankees ahead. Ended up going 12 innings, but they got the dub. Atlanta Milwaukee over 9 did not hit. Atlanta did their job. Milwaukee just could not hit the baseball. Royals run line, thought we were hitting this. Kansas City made a comeback in the, what was it, 8th inning, and then ended up giving up a run in the bottom of the 8th. They only won by 1. So a GG there. That was looking good for a minute. And then the Orioles raced to 4. That was extremely sweat-free. We hit that quite early on. We did hit our parlay of the Guardians, Royals, and Baltimore -1, and we ended up losing the other parlay because of Houston. Freaking Houston. They should have won. That was a very, very frustrating game. That probably cost me many, 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 many units, them not winning last night. Would have been an amazing day personally had they won, but still, I was up about 10, 12 units, something like that. So good day there. Let's see. Like I said, Astros lost. Rangers got smacked. Dodgers ended up losing, which is crazy because they scored 5 runs in the first and then didn't score the rest of the game. Cubs got smacked around by the Reds. That was a little surprising. Red Sox, what the hell is going on with this series? There's like one huge inning every game so far. Mariners ended up winning. Diamondbacks just absolutely throttled Patrick Corbin. Holy shit. It was like 11-0 after 2 innings. Angels ended up making a really nice comeback. That was a pretty interesting game to watch. Let's see. Giants ended up getting beat 4-0. Their offense is just terrible. And this was actually a win. I don't know why I had that. I think I had marked that as a loss early because they went down 3-0 and I didn't think they could come back. So we actually went 9-6 on the day. So not bad. Not bad. We'll take that. In terms of our props, we got smacked around a little bit. Festa had a day, which really shocked me. So 2 of our 5 props were on Festa. He hit them both. Lance Lynn went under 17.5 pitching outs, and Glasnow ended up with 8K. So pretty good there. Nerfies, we got bitch smacked around. We went 0 for 4. There was only 6 Nerfies last night of the 15 games, so not a lot of Nerfies. Let's go ahead and get into our plays today. First game. These games are starting early. We got some 12 o'clock games, 12, 12:30. Marlins Rays, pretty easy. Marlins traded off all their best players. The Rays also traded off their good players, but we've got Roddery Munoz going up against Taj Bradley. Taj Bradley at home is ridiculously good. Just over his last 9 starts, home or away, dude's given up 5 earned runs. He's got a 1.5 home ERA. A lot of those were early in the year, so cannot fade him in this spot. A little juiced at -245, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to give up an earned run, at least through the first 5-6 innings. But there is value on the Marlins +200. They're just a sneaky little ass team there. Yeah, not much else we can say about that game. All right, Yankees Phillies. This should be an interesting one. Christopher Sanchez going up against Nestor Cortez. Sanchez 1.75 home ERA. That said, he's been getting touched lately at home. I think he's given up 2 and 3 runs. Cortez, conversely, he's just had a shit year. He's 6.18 away ERA. Last time Cortez pitched against Philly was April 3rd of 23. Did okay, gave up 7 hits, 1 earned run, but the Cortez last year, Cortez this year, totally different. This guy's given up 14 earned runs in his last 4 away starts, so he's averaging 3.5 runs per game. The last time the Yankees won a game with Cortez starting was June 18th, so he has been terrible. That said, my only concern here with Sanchez, he's just not getting run support. So the team's only averaging 2.25 runs per game his last 4 starts. So we'll have to see. I think the offense shows up today against Cortez, but it's kind of hard to see, right? If we look at the splits, Philly's hitting really good against lefties over the last 7 days, and the Yankees hitting 276 over the last week. But if we dig into it a little bit, right, we look at the lefties that the Phillies have faced. not great, right? Joey Cantillo, they got to him. Who the hell's Joey Cantillo? No one knows that guy. Steven Okert, right? We don't care about that because that's just .1 innings. But Marcos Gonzalez, terrible pitcher, and they only got 2 earned runs off of him. Martin Perez, not great, but they did tag him for 6. Hogan Harris, okay, they only hit him for 2. There's some concern there, right? But they did get the Fried, they did get the Shota, they did get the Trevor Rogers. So that gives me confidence. That said, that was almost a month ago. So a little bit of cause for concern there. Conversely, if we look at the Yankees versus lefties, they haven't really torched them. They've gotten to a few, but not great, right? Sean Manaea, I wouldn't call him an outstanding pitcher. They got 2 off of him. Quintana shut them down. They got 3 off of Povich. Most teams get 3 off of Povich. Andrew Abbott shut them down at Yankee Stadium. They did get to Yusei Kikuchi. They didn't get to Manaea again. They didn't get to Peterson. They didn't get to Fried. They didn't get to Sale. Then they hit Irvin. But again, this is like a month and a half ago. So interesting game. Kind of tricky to handicap here, but I just don't see the Phillies getting swept here. Could happen, and I think there's certainly value taking the Yankees at plus 110. I just don't trust Cortez. So my only concern is Cortez on the hill. If it wasn't for that, I'm Yankees all day. Which is crazy that we won yesterday because Garrett Cole had vaginal soreness and had to sit out, and they ended up calling up a dude to make his major league debut. He gave up 1 run, then he gave up 3 runs, so I was like, well, that's a GG. But they ended up coming back to win, so that was pretty awesome. All right, next game, Blue Jays Orioles. Not much to say about this. Paulo Espino making his debut. I guess not his debut, but this guy's just absolutely terrible. He's got a 7.71 ERA, expected ERA of 12.24. This dude's average fastball velo is 89 miles an hour, so he's just going to throw a shit ton of junk. And I think the O's just smack him all around the yard. This should be a bloodbath. That said, Grayson Rodriguez, little concerned. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a K guy. So I have some cause for concern in this game. Vlad and Springer have pretty good numbers off of him and limited at bats. Vlad's 4 for 11 with the dinger. Springer's 4 for 10 with a home run. So, but I mean, this Blue Jays team is absolutely decimated. They have no relievers. They had to go early into their bullpen the first game after Yariel Rodriguez didn't even make it through an inning. So this bullpen is ridiculously taxed. They've traded off a ton of players. Should just be an absolute bloodbath. I believe Jackson Holliday is getting recalled, so we should see Jackson Holliday back in the lineup. Hopefully he has some success today. All right, next game, Mets-Twins. Mets got the win yesterday. Very low-scoring game. Pablo Lopez going up against Luis Severino. Twins are favored in this. I don't necessarily agree with that. I like the Mets here. If we look at Pablo Lopez's last 6 starts versus the Mets, and again, this is going back a few years, but they've torched him. 24 earned runs against him. Severino has not faced the Twins since 2018. Lopez is significantly worse away than he is at home. Severino is the opposite. He pitches better at home than he does away. 2.88 home ERA versus Lopez's 4.36 away ERA. Projections has the Twins winning this game. But, I think the Mets get to Lopez. I mean, if we look at his splits, over the last 30 days, the Mets are hitting the fastball. They're the 4th best in baseball. So I like him to get to him. My only concern is he has plus movement on his off speed and his fastball. So little cause for concern there. But conversely, look at the Twins against right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. They're 25th in the fastball, but they're number 1 in the slider. So I can see you can make a case for both ways, but I like home field advantage here. Lopez, 60% of his outs come via the fly ball, so he is a fly ball pitcher. The wind is going to be blowing out straight out 10 miles an hour. So I like guys like JD Martinez and Pete Alonso to potentially go gonzo today. All right, next game, Braves and the Brewers. I don't really understand this line, to be honest. Chris Sale on the mound going up against Freddie Peralta. I think the books are overestimating Freddie Peralta's pitching. He has not been good. He's got a 4.55 home ERA. Sale has just been lights out all year. But Sale hasn't faced Milwaukee since 2015. If we look at Peralta's last start versus the Braves, that came in about a year ago. 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 5 Ks in Atlanta. Peralta just hasn't shown me anything good lately. I don't trust him on the hill. Right? He has issues with walking people, excessive walks. So give me the Braves today. I like the way they're playing. They're kind of resurging. Chris Sale behind there. I mean, you can look at first 5. I think there's still good value. I believe the first 5 is like minus 145. So if you want to isolate Peralta and Sale, it's a beautiful spot to do that as well. All right, next game, Royals, White Sox. I mean, not much to talk about here, guys. White Sox are fucking horrendous. Thorpe's last start when he was with the Astros was against the Mariners, and dude gave up 8 runs in the first inning. Was he the Astros? Jesus. I don't think it was the Astros. I'm having a meltdown. It was with the White Sox. Jesus. I'm thinking of somebody else. Sorry. Anyway, 8 runs in the first inning. So there's that. Yeah, Brady Singer's okay, serviceable. He's got an ERA of 2.82, which is great. Expected ERA of 4.63, but I don't think the White Sox hit him around. That said, the Royals have made it interesting these last 2 games. They've had to come from behind in the late innings, so hopefully that is not the case today. But I like Royals. You can slice it any way you want. First 5 run line, whatever. All right, Rangers Cardinals. Rangers got smacked around a little bit. Lance Lynn didn't do anything special. The Rangers just didn't hit. A little surprised by this line. Michael McGreevy is going to be making his major league debut today. So they are putting the Cardinals up against a guy making his major league debut. This guy doesn't have good numbers in the minors. I think 4 wins, 5 losses, which that doesn't necessarily matter. But he's got a 4.45 ERA and a 1.34 WHIP. He's not a strikeout guy. Doesn't strike out a ton of people. So he is going to serve them up something to hit. I think we're seeing this line because Haney is a wild card. He's either going to be really good or really bad. Dude's 4-10 on the year, struggling against lefties. 385 average against lefties. That said, Cardinals only projected to have 2 lefties in the lineup. However, we thought that in Toronto as well. It was very similar. And Toronto smacked him all around. I think they gave up, he was down like 5-0 after 2 innings. So little hit or miss here, but I do like the Rangers. You can look at the first 5 over. Right? I would expect that this guy making his debut is going to give up some shots today. So could look at the first 5 over, but give me the Rangers. I'm not going to take a guy making his debut against the Rangers. All right, next game, Nats and Diamondbacks. Not a lot to say about this. Zach Allen, their ace on the hill, going up against Mackenzie Gore. Should be a bloodbath. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? The Nats gave up Lane Thomas. They don't have Winker, so they've lost their 2-hitter, their 4-hitter. This team's just not in a good spot. So Diamondbacks should roll here. All right, Mariners, Red Sox. What a weird-ass series. George Kirby going up against Brian Bello. I don't trust Bello. I can't stand this guy. This guy's given up 38 earned runs in his last 10 starts. He's got a 6.11 home ERA. George Kirby, there is just a massive pitching advantage there. And we saw Luis Castillo pretty much shut down the Red Sox last night. And give me George Kirby over Castillo, in my opinion. That said, pitch splits look terrible. So if we look over the last 30 days, I mean, the Red Sox are top 5 in basically everything he throws. So a little bit of a cause for concern there. So you can look at the over in this game, 9.5. I mean, it's conceivable that the Mariners hit that. The way that these games have been going, hell, one team could just go over that alone, but hard for me to not take the Mariners in this situation. I just hate Bello, and the Mariners are hitting the fastball at a pretty high clip right now. 3rd best in baseball over the last 30 days. But yeah, weird game. I mean, if you wanted to fade it, could understand. It's such a weird-ass game. Wind's going to be blowing out north to northwest. You know, what a weird-ass series. Cubs and the Reds. Hendricks on the hill. I'll take whatever team that Hendricks is pitching against. And I love it in this spot because Lodolo's on the other side. I love Nick Lodolo's been getting it done. I think we could pretty much just throw out the Reds' hitting numbers over the last 7 days, last 14 days. They're just hitting in this series. So I look for them to continue to do that. They should smack Hendricks around. You could look at a first 5 for the Reds, maybe even first 5 minus a half, but I don't see any way you take the Cubs in this situation. Just haven't seen anything out of them offensively in this series. Reds are number 1 in the last 30 days, hitting the fastball against righties, number 4 against the curveball. So a lot of what he throws, right? The changeup may be the only thing he finds success with, but I don't see a path to take the Cubs, especially at plus 130. All right, next game, Astros Pirates. Damn it, super frustrating game last night. Man, Bailey Falter just came in and just isolated him, just shut him down somehow. It's crazy. And they pulled him. He pitched like 6.1 innings on like 60 pitches, so they were just making weak contact all night. Jake Woodford for the Pirates making a start. This guy, not good. Last start was against Boston on June the 6th. 4 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 Ks. It's not good. Expected ERA of 7.49. We look at last year, he had a 6.23 ERA. He had a 1.74 whip, only 29 Ks and 47 innings pitched. Year before, very similar numbers. So hasn't showed me anything here that would give me I have zero confidence this guy's going to do okay. And if we look at the Astros, they've been hitting righties well over the past week, okay over the past 2 weeks. That said, Pirates, I thought the Pirates are going to be sellers like they are every single year at the deadline. No, they were buyers. They picked up one of the better bats from the Marlins. They went and got some pitching. So I'm shocked they went the other way in this game or in the trade deadline. But I don't see a path to take the Pirates. I mean, it is plus 180, so if you want to throw a flyer out there, okay. But this Woodford guy should get shelled early. All right, Dodgers Padres. Like I said, Dodgers scored 5 in the first and then didn't score the rest of the game. Padres ended up winning in extra innings after Machado hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th to send it to extras. So blown opportunity for the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw on the hill going up against Dylan Cease. Obviously, Dylan Cease threw a no-no last outing versus the Nats. Kind of curious to see how he comes back from that. I tried to look up some stats on pitchers' next games following a no-no, but didn't really see anything. It's kind of hit or miss. My initial thought was it's probably not going to go well, but dude's been lights out. No earned runs over his last 3 starts. He's got a 1.80 ERA in 2 starts versus the Dodgers. He did 1 start in 2023, 1 start in 2022. So he's had some success. That said, Kershaw's had some success as well against the Padres, but it's been almost 10 years since he's had a start against them. 9 years. So not much we can glean from that. This is going to be Kershaw's second start back from injury. He looked okay against the Giants. I think it was 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Giants haven't been hitting, so we can't gain a lot off of that. That said, his pitch splits look really good, right? Everything he throws, the Padres are bottom third in baseball. Conversely, Cease is kind of the other way, right? His slider, the Dodgers are hitting that the 8th best over the last 30 days, but he should find some success with his fastball in theory. I don't really love this game. I'm not going to touch it, but if I had to pick a lean, I would go Padres just sheerly off momentum. They were big buyers at the deadline. The Dodgers, their big pickup was Jack Flaherty, but Padres went all in. They basically sold their farm system. I mean, their farm system is fucking depleted now. So they made it very clear. This is we are either going to win or the GM is getting fired because he just screwed them for the next several years. So give me Padres there. All right, next game, Angels, Rockies. Like I said, Rockies went up 6 runs. They were up, what was it? Like 6-0 after the top of the first. Griffin Canning just not good. But then the Angels ended up coming back and winning or some shit. Maybe they gave up 5 runs. I don't know. It was bad. Bad start. Today we've got Kyle Freeland, Davis Daniel. Freeland's been pitching really well. It's hard for me to not back Freeland the way he's looked. And his pitch splits look really good. This Davis Daniel guy is really prone to give up home runs. So I would lean Rockies, but again, not a game I'm going to touch. Just 2 really bad teams. A lot better options out there. Giants and Athletics. Ross Stripling going up against Logan Webb. Webb has not looked good lately. And if we look at the 5 games he's pitched against the A's since 2019, it's not been great. 5.68 ERA. Webb's last home start versus Toronto, he got knocked around. You know, Webb is kind of one of those, you play him at home, you fade him away. But I've got some cause for concern here, considering Toronto hit him up for 8 hits, 7 earned runs, right? But then we go on the other side of the bump and we got Ross Stripling. Not good. 6.12 away ERA. He's given up 27 earned runs in his last 5 starts. You know, maybe look at the over, and that's what's crazy is the over is of 8. I mean, this is like a 9.5 line against most teams, and we're getting 8. Maybe lean towards the over. I just, again, a lot of good games out there today. Another game that probably going to fade, but there's a ton of value taking the A's at plus 180. So you could pair A's and Rockies, and that'd probably be a nice little 2-leg, or you just play them straight. So those are the games there. All right, let's get into our best bets. Orioles run line. Let's do that. Minus 115. Orioles team total over 5.5. You know what? I just thought about. I might want to change this actually. I want to look at the race to whatever. I kind of want to run back what we did yesterday, that race to 4, but I'm sure it's probably heavily juiced today. Yeah. So you kind of got to do race to 5, and that's only at minus 110. So yeah, I think there's better value here taking Orioles team total over 5.5. So we'll leave that in play. I think that's very doable against a really, really bad pitcher. And then next one, Phillies race to 4. I went back and forth on this one quite a bit. There's more value on the Yankees. I think it's plus 150 or something like that. But I don't trust Nestor Cortez. I think the Phillies get to him. So we'll take that bet. Give me the Royals run line. Trusting Brady Singer to get the job done, and I'm trusting Drew Thorpe just does what Drew Thorpe does. Give me Atlanta first 5 team total over 1.5. This feels extremely low. Peralta is not that dominant, so I wouldn't be shocked if they hit this. They could hit this first or second inning off Peralta, but there is a chance he has a great outing. I mean, he's so streaky, he could throw a shutout. Who the hell knows? But I like the odds there. Good value. All right, parlays I like today. We're going Royals, Orioles, Houston. Pair those together plus 217. Give me the Diamondbacks, the Rays, and the Reds plus 276. Give me a first 5 for Philly, Braves, Mariners. So we're isolating starting pitchers. Pair those together plus 425. And then give me the Royals and the Orioles on the run line. So both have to win by 2 at plus 242. Fun parlay. It's going to be Orioles, Royals, Diamondbacks, Astros, Rays at plus 607. You could throw another team in there if you want to be crazy, and then the upset parlay, we're going to take Yankees just in case they have a day. Texas, which I really like Texas in the spot. We're going to take the Mets, and we're going to take the Rockies. So pair those together plus 1,670. Not going with any nerfies today. There's just none I like. I mean, the Atlanta-Milwaukee was probably going to be the favorite today, but it's juiced to minus 155. And like I said, I don't trust Peralta. I trust Sale, don't trust Peralta. Some ones I was looking at with Dodgers, Padres, that's at minus 140. Again, I don't trust. Two potent offenses where I don't trust that someone's not going to hit a home run. Also looked at Minnesota and New York. I think that would probably be my favorite, actually, and that's at minus 120, but not going to push the nerfies. We're 27-27 on the year, just pushing too many out there, so going to be a little more selective on the nerfies moving forward. Props I like, Clayton Kershaw over 3.5 Ks. We saw Glasnow's K prop at 5.5. He got 8. 3.5 is pretty low for Kershaw, especially when his pitch splits look so good against the Padres. Christopher Sanchez under 4.5 Ks. You can get that at plus money at plus 115. Nestor Cortez under 5.5 Ks at minus 145. Grayson Rodriguez under 5.5 Ks at minus 152. Framber Valdez, this line's like crazy high. 7.5 Ks. That's way too many. So that's minus 155. And then Drew Thorpe under 3.5 Ks at minus 150. He might not make it out of the first inning again. Who knows? So, all right, those are my best bets. If you guys made it this far, give the video a thumbs up. and remember to subscribe to the channel. I did create a Discord, so I will put the link to the Discord below. If you want to join, we can talk some baseball, just sports in general. I will catch you guys on the next video.